Good morning, everyone. It is Monday and it is a very, very exciting week for me. I cannot even hold myself together. It is so exciting. So this week I am going to the Ron Clark Academy, which I cannot believe it is actually here. I feel like I feel like I've been waiting forever, and it's been, I guess it's just because it's one of those moments where I just really wanted it to happen right away. And it didn't, obviously, because I got the tickets for Christmas, and it's finally here though. That's pretty crazy. So what I wanted to do, and I mean freaking hair. Okay, sorry. But what I wanted to do today, and actually for the next couple of days, is I'm just going to show you guys how I'm prepping for this sub. I am about to lose my mind with sub plans and having to prep for subs. I could not for the love of me figure out what in the world it was that I was gonna do for them, because typically, you know, if you're in meetings or something to that extent, you can just kind of pop in, see how your kids did for that day, and you can have them continue on with things that you've been practicing. No, I can't do that because I'm going to be in Atlanta. So after speaking with my partner teacher and us just kind of brainstorming things out, and I was like, you know what, I don't want them to sit there and practice the wrong thing. So we're gonna just do review stuff all week long, pretty much. Today I need my kids to finish their stinking text structure magazines, and this was an idea that I got from Teaching with a Mountain View. She has a very nice little blog. So I need them to finish their magazines, which is what we are going to be very gung-ho about today. And I am prepping for my sub. So let me show you kind of what I have at the moment. I only have one day planned so far. The other three, I have what I'm doing, I just need to type it out. I even got some of the materials already done, so I need to kind of sort some of those things out too. I don't know if I'm loving this because I feel like it's going to end up falling off, but I wanted it to be that they knew that, okay, this is for Tuesday, this is for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know what you're thinking, why in the world are you going, because it's just a 2-day thing. So I have the 2 days, these are the 2 days that I'm in Ron Clark, Thursday and Friday. Wednesday is my flight, and I have to drive to Baltimore, and because of that I was just like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna take the day off, enjoy my son in the morning, and then I'm just gonna skedaddle probably around lunchtime to try to make it to the airport, because I get so paranoid about flying. I don't fly well. I get very nervous, I get very anxious, I feel like I'm going to die. I don't know what is wrong with me when it comes to flying, and I get very nervous about being in an airport by myself, and I think I told you guys this, I don't know, when was it, when was the last time that I flew to Pennsylvania or something, I can't, for my interview for this, but I get so nervous about either one, going to an airport, and then two, flying by myself. I just don't do well. I get nervous flying with people too, but I get really nervous, and I'm just you know what, I'm gonna be very anxious that entire day. I don't do well. So I said, you know what, forget it, I'm gonna take Wednesday off. I'm going to slowly wake myself up in the morning, make sure that I have everything packed, ready to go, spend some time with my son and my husband in the morning, send my other son off to school, and then I will, you know, just go during lunchtime and then make it to the airport a little bit earlier than normal, but then I can just sit and kind of either read my book or do some work. So that's what I'm doing. So yes, so that's gonna be a full day off. That's my traveling day right there, and then Tuesday I have a meeting for half a day of the morning. So my sub plans that are there are actually for half a day. So really, I'm only working for a day and a half this week. That's about the extent of my work. So I have some sub plans done just for my half day. I'm working on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know what I'm doing, I just gotta write it out. And I also went and made a bunch of copies. I have made a ton of copies of my word study pages as well, and I actually have to do a video, which I have yet to do because I'm a #1 teacher. Okay. So I found these are short little fictional stories, and what the kids are going to end up doing is I want them to practice with plot and summarizing for fictional stories again. So they are going to, and I think 2 of these activities are exactly the same, except it's just with different stuff, but they're going to have a half sheet, and they're going to paste it here, or they can do it probably like here. And then they're going to draw their plot map here and then write their summary at the bottom. And I'm going to show you guys what that ends up looking like, because I need to make a sample for the sub so that they can use it when showing them how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do here. They're going to have just one day of reviewing this fictional, reading a fictional story, creating a plot map, and then writing a summary. And they're going to do it with the teacher, so the teacher is going to like help them, walk them through it, show them how to do one of these. And then the second one that they're going to do is actually with a partner. That person and their partner is going to glue one down, and they're going to create their plot map and their summary. And then the sub is instructed to kind of put them up around the room and then have the kids just do a gallery walk of it. So that's kind of the idea. And this is actually for tomorrow morning, right? Yes, tomorrow morning. So I'm actually going to be doing this activity with them in the afternoon, which will be nice. So I have these ready, and these are copied. I just need to cut them out and then kind of clip them together and just say AM and PM. I'm gonna put those in the Tuesday basket. And then they're doing something very similar. I think it's on either, I think it's Thursday. Yes, it's on Thursday, because Wednesday I have them doing what we've been practicing with mapping and multiple choice with the sub. So then on Thursday they're gonna do something very similar. And these are just task cards that I have purchased, and I can't remember the person's name, but these are just some task cards for informational. And then, oh, I think it is Teaching with a Mountain View that did this one. I think I got these task cards from her, because activity is like pretty much hers. And then they're going to cut it in half. They're going to glue it up here, so they're going to have their little half sheet here, and then down at the bottom they are instructed to kind of create a little chart, and they are going to have to find the text structure of each little section here, write that text structure down there, and then do a summary of the entire article. So that's going to be for Thursday, and that's the exact same thing. Like, they are literally going to do one with the sub is going to model it, so that's going to be a whole group lesson. And then after that they are going to do it with a partner. They're going to have a gallery walk for it. So that's the idea behind this one. Again, all I have to do is just really cut them out, clip them, make sure I write AM and PM on it so that the sub knows exactly who that goes with. So that's Thursday. There's my Thursday activity. And then what I am doing this week is just a little bit different, because I typically do like a status of reading. So I like to know exactly like what is it that my kids are reading, and then having them like write their summaries down of what it is they're reading, because they try to be sneaky and they try not to do any reading. So, and that's just for a few of them. Some of them just love to read in general, which be still my heart. That makes me happy. So anyways, here's what I'm doing, because a sub cannot check into Schoology, and I am not going to be checking into Schoology for that sub, because I'm going to be out in Atlanta having a good time at the Ron Clark Academy. So I made a little status of reading page, and it's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't do Friday for it, because typically Friday is our kind of makeup day now, and we let them work on their projects. So they do a math project and they're doing a passion project. So that's the opportunity for them to be doing that. And there's a lot of reading and writing and every single thing that you can imagine ELA combined into it. So for Fridays, they don't really have anything else except for like their projects. So what they'll do is they're going to write the title of their book here, and then they are going to put the page numbers here on the side, and then write their little summaries. They have a spot for their name, their number, and then the week that it is this week. They're going to write the dates in. So this is how they're going to end up turning them in, so that I can check them and the sub can check, make sure that they're getting those things completed throughout the day. And that is going to be something that I give them today. So I have got a lot to get done. I'm over here eating, what are these? Lucky Charms, because I have a big old box of Lucky Charms over here in my classroom, and I've been eating them for the past week and a half. So I'm going to eat my Lucky Charms, I'm going to drink my Diet Coke, and I'm going to hopefully get the morning message up, because we do have a meeting at 8 o'clock, which is in like 35 minutes. No big deal. Still haven't done my word study video. It's probably not very good. So like one thing that I really don't typically think of like whenever I'm having to like create sub plans, is that you have to make sure that you have copies of everything. So I literally went out and made huge like, just ignore all this, huge amounts of copies of just every single word study item, so that my sub doesn't have to worry about it. And I'm still missing some, so I need to go make some of those copies later on. Something people really don't think of is having to make all those giant mounds of copies, especially when you're gone for an extended period of time like I'm gonna be. But the bell's already rung just now, so I need to open up my door and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday and I just got into the classroom. Today is my last day in the classroom before I leave to go to the Ron Clark Academy. I leave tomorrow. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm sorry that I'm overreacting like a little schoolgirl, but I am so excited to go. This has been one of my dreams for a very, very long time, and I'm very, very excited to go. Here's my progress on my sub plans. Well, I have my sub plans done. I finished writing them last night. However, none of this stuff is ready. Neither are any of my anchor charts ready. So that's kind of my game plan for today, is to be able to get some of those things done. Now, I'm out this morning, so I have to finish getting ready for my sub for this morning. I will be back around lunchtime, so about noon or so. So I'll be picking up the kids for writing, and then I'll have them for the afternoon class. I need to finish getting sub plans ready for today. I also need to film a word study video that I have yet to do. Luckily my kids did not have any time to be able to do any type of word study yesterday because we were very gung-ho about working on our magazine projects, which they came out so cute. Let me show you those really fast. Let me go outside in the hallway. This is gonna be a lot awkward. This one's all about German Shepherds, and they give a life of a German Shepherd. And then here you have all of the little articles. She has the 2 pictures with captions. She has bold words, fun facts. And then on the back, she has a quiz. Same thing here, turtles. There's all of his information. This one's frogs. There's all the information. Now, each of the paragraphs is a different type of text structure. So they had to write a paragraph with each of the different text structures. One of my favorites. Same thing here. Save the penguins, penguins' life cycle, pollution is killing them. Comparison. Here's this quiz on the back. So cute. Love it. Makes my little heart happy. Not all of the kids are done with that yet, which is going to have to be okay at the moment because I'm leaving. Trying not to sound so excited. Okay, so I need to get my sub stuff ready, make sure everything's ready to go for at least this morning if I don't have time to be able to do it for like the next 3 days. But I do have my sub plans finished, which is nice. Now I just have to go through and make sure that I have all the materials out and ready to go for them. So I'm gonna get started on that. Okay, so I'm going through my lesson plans really fast, and this is typically how I do it. Like, I will literally plan everything out, and then I will go ahead and write my lesson plans, and once I'm done with writing my lesson plans, I will read back through things, and I will usually make myself like 2 copies, because then I start kind of marking things and like highlighting, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this. So, or you could do a second version, and because I didn't make 2 copies this time, but typically I would take a sticky note and start writing down some of the things that I know for a fact that I am going to need. So in this case, they're gonna need a morning message when they come in, targets, learners stand up, announcements, they'll take, so we need the morning folder, attendance, you will be bringing back the morning group, introduce the learning target, tell learners that today we are going to review plot and how to create a plot map and summary, and that's really it. Okay, so I ended up deciding a little bit different this time, and I have my little sticky note with all my stuff that I need, but I had a ton of different passages that they were gonna like be in a pair, so everybody was gonna get a different passage. Well, I decided not to do the different passage for everyone because they want to make it a little bit easier for the sub, since the sub doesn't know the passages. I am going to go and copy just one of these. Well, actually I need this one too, and I'm gonna do one for the morning class and one for the afternoon class, so that as the sub is like walking around trying to help students, they're not trying to figure out which passage that they're on, because this is a little bit trickier in that it's just so much. So everybody's gonna be doing the exact same one, and then they get to look at how they compared and what was the same and different about all of their plot maps, because they all had the exact same thing. So I'm gonna go make copies of this. I'm gonna make copies of these because this is the sample that the sub is going to be using, and then I'll use the other one this afternoon, which is the tomato plant. And then all of these can get saved for another time, which is nice. Okay, so I just got done pretty much getting ready all of my sub plans, so let me show you that. So here are my sub plans. I have it for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm leaving those because I just don't know what else to do at the moment. So they have the attendance, they have the folder to be able to send the office, and their lesson plans are right underneath that. I give them a folder to be able to put any Scholastic book orders inside of them, and then they have one plot map that is blank for them to model how to fill it out, and then I give them an example there. Then they have the passages to be able to hand out to the students so that they can follow along during the whole group lesson. This is the one that the kids are going to complete with partners, and I have left a teacher copy with all of the answers on the back so that they can go around and help them complete the activity. So that is everything. I'm going to leave this, minus probably this bag because it's driving me nuts, but oh well. I'm going to leave that. That is ready to go. I do have my morning message up this morning. It is nothing extremely like fancy. It says, "Good morning, learners. The magazine articles are coming out great. The best part is seeing all of the hard work come together. The articles were meant to help you see how using text structure can allow you to organize your ideas. On a sticky note, write which text structure was the hardest to write and tell why. I will see you this afternoon. Warmly, Mrs. S." That is finished. Now I said that I was going to do my word study, which I'm about to film my word study. So this is how I have it. I have this big like gorilla whatever the stand thing is, but what's nice is that this little thing can tilt, so it tilts down, and so this camera is going to end up looking down there, and I will edit it really fast and get it up for my kids by the time they get to school this morning. So I am going to go ahead and start filming that video for them so that they can get started on their word study, and that's really about it. Okay guys, this is the mini lesson for Blue 2 word study. Make sure that you have your word choice board out, your notes page, which is now separate, and also your word cards. Make sure you have all of those things before you actually begin the video. Okay, so we're gonna get started first thing with taking some notes about our words. So let's look at Blue 2. Blue 2 is discussing prefixes once again. So we're going back into prefixes. And a prefix is a unit that goes before, keyword, a base word. A base word is a simple word without, ooh, I can't spell. Without a prefix or suffix attached. Make sure to pause the video and write these notes down. Let's look at our prefixes. So we have the prefix pre and we have the prefix for. Both of these mean before. when it is attached to a base word, it typically makes the meaning change to doing something before. An example of this would be predict. So for predict, that example is whenever we're reading, you know how we always have a tendency to predict what's going to be happening in the story next. So we don't know what's happening in the story, but we go ahead and we predict. We make a prediction before, or we make an assumption before saying what would happen next. For the word for, foretell is a word. And for is meaning before, that's your prefix. Tell is your base word. Up here, pre is your prefix. And so for this case, foretell means to predict the future. So you're predicting this future. I'm going to foretell what will happen next. I'm going to predict what's going to happen next in my future. So make sure you take a moment and pause and write these examples down. Now let's look at the next one. The next one is post and after. And both of these means to do something afterwards. Okay? An example for post season. Post is the prefix, season is the base word. So post season, a lot of the times you'll use these words when it comes to sports. So it's post season. Like postseason for baseball, like after the season they have maybe some other type of game, so it's postseason. So it's the games after the actual season itself. An example for after would be after taste. So after again is the prefix, taste is the base word. So after taste, you know that whenever you have something and you think it tastes really, really good, but then once you finished it and you swallowed it, it's already gone, but there's an aftertaste that kind of lingers in your mouth. So aftertaste meaning that you still have this taste after you have already swallowed it. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure that you write these examples down. Okay, so now we're going to look at our actual words themselves. During this time, what will be beneficial for you is if you write down any of the definitions. Because once again, this isn't about finding a spelling pattern. This is more about understanding the meaning of these prefixes. So go ahead and write those down, and then I am going to go ahead and take out pre and for. And right up there, I'm going to do before. I'm going to write before. And then I'm going to find my other two, post. There it is, after. Post and after. Both meaning to do something afterwards. Okay, so let's sort through these and talk about each one as far as definitions go. So predict, this was one of the examples. Pre is going to be my actual prefix. When I predict, I am drawing conclusions before the ending of the story is actually been told. So predict. Post-war, post. So post is the prefix and post means afterwards. So war is my base word. So this is post-war. This is after the war is actually gone and done. Forethought. So for is F-O-R-E is my prefix for before. So before thought. So we're carefully taking into consideration what will happen in the future. That's kind of the meaning of this word. Careful consideration of what will happen. If you need to write that definition down, be sure to write it down right on the back. So once again, it is careful consideration of what will happen. So forethought. We're thinking beforehand. Prehistoric. Pre is the prefix, so meaning before, so before the historic period. Prehistoric, I think a lot of the times we think about this right around like the dinosaur ages or before the dinosaur ages. Post-test, you guys will hear a lot about these with Mrs. Wolf. So post-test, this is the test afterwards, right? You take the test after you have already learned all of the material. So a post-test. Aftertaste, after is the prefix. So this was the example of when you eat something and there is this like taste that is kind of like lingering. It is the aftertaste. Preposition. Now this one's kind of, it sounds differently, because if you look at the base word, it's position, but it's pre. So majority of the times you would say pre in all of them, but this is pronounced preposition, and a preposition is a part of speech that you use. So saying that the dog is on the couch, on is the preposition in this case. So it's just a part of speech. This is another part of speech, is a prefix, and this is exactly what we're learning about. It is a unit that goes before the base word. Pause this video and write these down into your notes and write down the pattern that you observe. So really you're going to be talking about the different meanings of each of the prefixes. So be sure to write all of that down. Once you are finished, and you are done for today. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. Okay, I am really tired already, but I have everything done that I really wanted to get done this morning. So that is a big, huge accomplishment. So I am going to start heading out to go to my meeting this morning. And then I will be back a little bit later on this afternoon and finish getting ready everything else for my subs for the next 3 days. Everything's done for today. So hopefully, cross my fingers, the morning goes well. I'm gonna go sit into the conference room where I need to have my meeting and try to get my video edited and put that up for the kids before 9 o'clock. So I am gonna go do that. I'll see you guys once I come back into the classroom. So can I just say that in no other job do they ever have to go through the amount of work that a teacher has to go through just to have a day off. And not just one day off. Now I have 3 days off in a row. So it's like triple the amount of work, which is crazy. I got really stressed. It is now the end of the day, sorry. It is the end of the day. The kids are long gone. It's past 5 o'clock. And I got extremely stressed out because I had nothing done. My room was a crazy hot mess. And the report that I got from my sub this morning, they were just talkative. They were not being, some of them were not being respectful. So I decided to put them into assigned seating. So I was trying to do that at the same time. I brought in extra desks to be able to get kids into like assigned seating for the times that they're in my room, but then it'll end up going away. Actually, it'll end up staying for a little bit just because we have PSSAs and they're gonna need the desk anyway, so it'll stay for a little while. And then I've been trying to get together everything else. And I am just about the most thankful person, grateful, thankful, like appreciative person in the whole wide world, because people on my team came into my room and ended up helping me make copies, cut things, and just put things up and get things ready and get my room cleaned back up. If it was not for them, then I would not be going home anytime soon to see my children, and I would really like to see my children because I'm not going to see them for a few days, and it just makes my mommy heart go boo-hoo. Here is kind of what I have. I put some general stuff over here. I have everything put up for Wednesday. Scholastic orders go in there. And all of the other things are kind of clipped. I always try to put sticky notes on everything so that they know exactly what it is for, and they don't have, there's not like a guessing game there. So I have all of the baskets for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday set up. I do have some that are still working on their magazines, so those are there so that the sub will let them work on it. And now I am creating my anchor charts up here. So I just have a few more anchor charts that I need to do. Actually, 2 of them are just morning messages. So, I mean, from tomorrow's morning message to, or that was today's morning message. So this one's tomorrow's morning message. These are some of the activities that they'll do, and I'm going to put sticky notes on the outside of these right now too. So I'm going to put you guys down and start working on that. That last one's probably not the best of the best of the best, but that's okay. Okay, at one point or another, I'm simply gonna just have to walk away and just hope that everything is in its place. So, I have all of my sticky notes to designate the morning messages and which anchor charts that they're gonna be using on what days. That is ready. I put clipboards there that they're gonna use during a whole group tomorrow. I'm gonna leave that up because I have some kids who are still working on writing assignments. And for the most part, oh, I need to put a little label on that one. Let me do that real fast. I know it is not the fanciest of setups ever, but I have everything kind of laid out for them so that they can see it and be able to look through it and find it. All of the sub-plans have an attendance sheets like stuck to them, that pink attendance sheet that they have to sit down or send down to the office. So all of that is all set and ready to go. I am now just gonna have to walk away. I'm gonna have to say that this is okay. Everything is hopefully semi-prepared. Now I need to go home and get myself packed and ready to go for tomorrow. And at least I get to spend just a little bit of time with my kids, and especially my older one. My older one is going, oh, sorry. My older one has school tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be able to actually spend the day with him, but I know for a fact that I'll be able to spend the day with like my husband and my younger son, but I still wanna give my older baby, he'll probably have the hardest time with all of this, with me leaving for a little while, but I wanna give him some love too. So, all right, the room is semi-clean. I'm gonna start closing off some lights, turning everything off, and leaving. See you after the Ron Clark Academy. Bye.